So you're talking about parental involvement, and you have been quite outspoken in your community about what's going on with your school district and trying to stem some of the directions there, perhaps.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit, tell us a little bit more about some of the things you're doing, what kind of responses you're getting from your community or your school board or whatever. Because at the end of the day, what we're doing through Noah Webster is we want people to tell their stories, and we get a lot of different stories from a lot of different perspectives. But I believe that as individuals tell their stories, it gives ideas, it helps foster courage and purpose to other parents, ideas. And some things we learn and say, I'll never do that. Others say, wow, that's a great idea, I could do that. So tell us a little bit more about some of the things you're involved in, things that you believe are giving positive results, and some of the things. Just talk to us a little bit.
Absolutely. I think that the first place that folks should start is identifying, other parents within the neighborhood, within the community, that don't agree with, this narrative that's being pushed or being, shoved down our children's throat. And so once you identify certain folks, who share the same, views and concerns as you do, then you start to create your network. And I think that it's extremely important to identify who those folks are, but then to start to take action and to really take a deep dive into curriculums, what the school board is doing, what are they proposing. You have to read in between the lines, because we've gotten to this point, Melvin, because they've presented this as a nice gift. They've wrapped it up, put a nice bow on top of it, and we mean no harm. But once you start, to rip the wrapping paper and undo the bow, and you start to open up the box, you realize, wow, this is really not a gift. What do I have here? And so I think it's really important for parents to start digging, to start reading, and then start questioning, start showing up. Elected officials are public servants. We are in these positions, in these seats, because of people that voted us into these positions. And therefore, we are accountable, right, to the people that voted us into office. And so I think that is extremely important for parents, to get organized. And then once they've gotten organized, to mobilize. So you start to email your school board representative. You are absolutely in your right to ask for a meeting, and to have open dialogue in a respectful manner. As you can imagine, this is, an issue that is going to cause a lot of, emotion. We've already seen it. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to accomplish is what's best for our children and what's best really, for society as a whole. And we're not going to accomplish that, by coming at it from a disrespectful, standpoint and, trying to be at each other's throat. No, we want to have the conversation, but we have to do it in a respectful manner, because at the end of the day, our children are still watching us, right? And this is about, our children and what we're trying to teach them. And so they're watching how we're going about this. And so I think it's important, to email our school board representatives, to ask for meetings, to ask for town halls, for all of these events where the community, can show up, can ask questions, and where everybody can hear, all sides of the argument, and hopefully, come to the conclusion that this is not a road we want to take our children down. This is not a path that children should be in. School, the purpose of school is for our children to go, to be taught, to read, write, math, about history. That's what, school should be all about, and that we have clearly gone, down a different road, and we have to bring it back. And so, there is there's power, in numbers. And so parents, need to unite, they need to come together. And again, be proactive. Be out there, be on the front lines, advocating, for your school, advocating for your children. And I think, that's really what it's going to take in order to, turn the page in this ugly chapter, and hopefully, we never have to find ourselves in this position again.